Hey, hi, welcome back to Digit.in. My name is Vignesh. Now, before we start with today's video, I think we should have a quick revision class on what Lenovo's brands mean, because clearly the definitions have changed in the last few months. Because you see, their Yoga series, which usually stood for convertible computing, no longer does, because this S940 here can't actually do yoga. In fact, it doesn't even have a touchscreen display. Then there's the IDEAPAD C340. Now the IDEAPAD lineup, which usually stood for thin and light mainstream computing, can actually do yoga. Look at that. Lastly, there's the ThinkBook series. Now the ThinkBook is a new brand that sits somewhere between the ThinkPad and IDEAPAD series and is meant for SMBs, but we'll get to that in a later video. Because today we're going to focus on the IDEAPAD C340. Let's get on with it then. Everyday performance of the review unit was quite good. I was able to multitask on numerous applications such as Word, Excel, Chrome, File Explorer, Steam and WhatsApp for PC across multiple virtual desktops without facing any noticeable signs of stuttering. That said, I noticed occasional lags lasting about a second in pointer movement and window switching, but I'll chalk that up to a possible driver bug. Gaming was a strained affair on the review unit. Doom ran on medium graphics settings on full HD resolution at an average frame rate of 30 frames per second. Metro Last Light, on the other hand, managed about 20 frames per second. In both games, there was visible lag from time to time. All things considered, the IDEAPAD C340 displays good performance with some room for improvement in gaming and animation. On our standard battery benchmark test, the review unit managed to hold up on battery power for 3 hours, 38 minutes. Now that's a disappointingly low score for any modern laptop with Intel's U series processor, but it's understandable because the IDEAPAD C340 is severely weighed down by the presence of two major power-hungry components: a discrete graphics card and a touchscreen display. On our everyday tests, the battery dropped from full to 78% in 1.5 hours. When I turned the screen brightness up to max, the drain rate saw a sudden increase. The battery level dropped from 76% to 38% in the same 1.5 hours. In summary then, the IDEAPAD C340 isn't exactly for long-haul flights, but will get the job done if you're flying within the country. The IDEAPAD C340 features a 14-inch touchscreen panel with full HD resolution. Colors on the unit are by default a little warmer than usual, but that's a good thing because it makes reading text an easy affair even if night light is disabled in Windows. Brightness, sadly, is on the lower side. The screen doesn't reach its maximum brightness of 250 nits until you turn the brightness slider all the way up to 100. All things considered, it's a good panel for web browsing, video playback and document editing as long as you don't mind maxing the brightness out. Like a true convertible, the IDEAPAD C340 has a 14-inch display that can be pushed all the way back into tablet mode. What's more, the laptop comes bundled with a Lenovo Active Pen stylus. The display surface has good accuracy in palm rejection, but could do with better. The surface is otherwise smooth and convenient for drawing and annotating. What hinders tablet use is the laptop's high weight of 1.65 kilograms. My god, that's quite a bit for a convertible. The sound from the IDEAPAD C340's two downfiring speakers is loud enough to fill a large office bay when it's not very noisy around, but not very clear. Tunes like The Weeknd's Starboy sound mostly flat at all volume levels. Mids and highs escape the speaker grills when the volume is somewhere between 60 and 80%, but lows are nowhere to be heard. When the volume nears maximum, there's a fair amount of distortion, leaving the pair best used for vocals and speeches. The Lenovo IDEAPAD C340 comes with decent connectivity options. On the left side of its body, we see a round pin power port, HDMI, USB-C, and a 3.5mm audio jack for headsets. On the right side, we see two USB-A ports and a full-size SD card slot. The power button also finds itself here, so the laptop can be started up even in tablet mode. Below the backlit keyboard is a squarish fingerprint scanner, which works swiftly with Windows Hello. In addition, the IDEAPAD C340 sports a physical shutter for the webcam on top of the display. It's a tiny detail, but that sliding shutter goes a long way in ensuring complete privacy and peace of mind. Now, the keyboard on the IDEAPAD C340 is as good as or slightly better than the unit on the IDEAPAD S340. The keycaps are large enough to be found easily, but not shaped quite right for easy pressing. In other words, the keys on this keyboard curve outward, while keys in most other laptops do their best to curve inward. The keys on the IdeaPad C340 also lack depth and sufficient feedback. But all that said, they're not terrible for everyday typing. This keyboard is fine for emails and short documents, but isn't designed for users who type a lot. On the plus side, there's two-stage backlighting for all your late-night compositions. The touchpad, being a modern precision unit, is great for single and multi-finger taps and swipes. Now, what these taps and swipes should do can be changed directly in Windows settings without the need for a third-party driver or utility. The surface too is large and smooth for easy operation. The two-click keys beneath the surface are easy to press, although a bit more suppleness would not have gone amiss. All in all, it's a great touchpad for spreadsheet editing and web browsing. Let's move on to the build and design. The IdeaPad C340 shares its build and design with the IdeaPad S340, and that's a good thing because the S340 is built quite well and looks quite professional in an office setting. Like its non-tablet counterpart, the IdeaPad C340 uses metal in the construction of its top cover and plastic for the base panel. The result is a fairly slim laptop that's easy to grip and carry around. Sadly, it's not very lightweight. The IdeaPad C340 weighs in at 1.65 kilograms, which is undoubtedly on the higher side for a convertible laptop. This extra heft can be chalked up to the inclusion of a discrete graphics card and a glass panel for the touchscreen display. Opening the lid of the IdeaPad C340 reveals a glossy 14-inch panel with fairly slim bezels on three sides. The display hinge of the IdeaPad C340 feels quite sturdy. There's no play or wobble when the device is switched between laptop and tablet modes. All in all, the IdeaPad C340 is a well-engineered piece of machinery for its price. If anything, a storage silo for the stylus would have been appreciated greatly. Now, all things considered, I think this Lenovo IdeaPad C340 here is a fine device. Yes, there are a few flaws, but we'll get to that in a minute. What's good about it though? I think the display is quite terrific. What's more, it comes with a bundled stylus, and not a lot of convertibles come with that, so there's that. Also, it has discrete graphics, so that's a first for a convertible too. Now, what are the downsides? It's quite heavy really. It's about 1.65 kilograms, and that's quite a bit for any convertible. And the battery life doesn't exceed 4 or 5 hours. All that said, it's a great device nonetheless. I think you should go get it if you are in the market for a cheap convertible. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta.